Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. XRP is now trading at roughly 47 cents. Could it perhaps move in a direction other than sideways? Guys, listen up. Does the time have come? Possibly? First BRICS, then G7, plus BRICS, maybe this is what you can expect as our worlds converge. Right? Do you recall Mrpool's warning that worlds collide? Right? The meeting of two universes. As our worlds meet, a new one is created. Mrpool wasn't joking when he mentioned a new world, and neither were we. Because it appears to be happening right now. In actuality, BRICS first G7 GDP purchasing power parity. As a result, the G7 was acquired. Right. Here we have Team America taking on Team BRICS. It's occurring right before your eyes. The lines are rapidly approaching a point of convergence. And just wait a minute. Just a second, please. Okay, that settles it. Two roles have just collided, dudes. Right? So, were they actually discussing this? As far as I can tell, there has been a lot of talk about BRICS recently. Now. Alright, let's begin. Finally. Keep in mind that the BRICS countries are moving quickly toward a new currency, which will put pressure on the United States to do the same. Right? That means everything that has happened so far has been predetermined. It's off to a good start now. Therefore, we must first see this from Mrpool before any of that other stuff can come into play. It's been 3 days since he posted this. It is currently 9:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just look at this, guys. He uploaded a video and some words, and this is what we see. Right? This has happened several times before. Right? During a current celebration. Everyone is overjoyed. Right? People around are full of joy and contentment. Exiting the light for 30 seconds, that's really interesting. Now? The correct sum is 23,911. 23911. I was about to say something along the lines of, guys, if I see another 911 peacefulness, I think I'm going to go crazy. Right? Simply said, the number of times we have witnessed a 911 call is astronomical. If we see another one of you guys one more time, we are literally going to die, and then we are going to go completely insane. Exactly, and now we're witnessing yet another 911. These wretched people, I take it these films have been seen before, maybe even the same one? Someone here mentioned that Jack has a 5 to 9 advantage if you go down there. If you add up all of the overnight messages, you get 5 and 9. The footage from the party is inverted. Everyone should go home now. Nobody is going to enjoy the upcoming reset. David Schwartz mocks us with laughter. Turn on the lights, will you, Quantico? I mean, folks, you know that not everyone has the same level of understanding. This is why Mrpool wrote excitement, grief, as we forewarned. It will be thrilling, but there will also be a lot of people experiencing sadness. Right. Due to the internal chaos that existed while he was at the height of his popularity in the 1980s and early 1900s, we are rapidly nearing our own Yeltsin moment. Former Russian president's reputation was tarnished by the country's economic and political issues, and he was widely reviled when he left office, as you can see. Both supporters and detractors acknowledged his pivotal role in the Soviet Union's collapse, which allowed Russia to become a representative democracy and usher in a slew of new civil liberties. Corruption exists, as you can witness for yourselves right now. Is this the appropriate way to handle this? To what extent are passwords the future-proofing of the past? But yet, look at this very spot. We can officially call this the Moscow New Year's video. People having parties after being warned not to exactly. Just days before the Luna UST crisis, on May 7th, may it link to this pool? That's what you need to know, and the language to KY demonstrates how our marker is once again evoking the Y2K panic. Right. Is this anything to which An impending disaster will eventually lead? There is a central authority that directs and coordinates the efforts of all nations. We can observe a drop in the left S&P 500 and the right US dollar because the end space will order-controlled BRICS nations are constructing a gold-backed currency. Right. After the release of the BRICS news, the S&P 500 immediately dropped. Right. That must mean Mrpool is referring to the disasters in ancient Greece, right? Or the century we live in, which marks the beginning of a new era. Everything points to a catastrophic situation, and if it's not this guy's fault, then what might it be? That's correct, a major disaster is on the horizon, and it seems to have some bearing on this situation. If you type this out in Gematria, it should equal end of old system, correct? It all starts with a call to 911, right? Here, have a look. That means it starts out on a par with the gold standard. The pinnacle, as you put it. According to Jim Rickards, who only posted this yesterday, Biden has entered the annals of world history. He has accomplished the difficult task of destroying the dollar. On August 22nd, a BRICS gold-linked currency will be showcased for the first time. To be carried out in 2 phases. While some industries, like SEO, vanish entirely, others, like the dollar, will continue to exist, albeit at a reduced capacity. Definitely a nice, sharp presentation to watch. There's a lot of excitement in the air as we predict SEO and construction will eventually become one. Mrpool doesn't know about SEO, right? Right? Guys, listen up. Mrpool has consistently been correct. So, tell me, what gives you reason to doubt that this is not also true of XRP? You have to take it on faith that it isn't financial guidance. But the SEO is all smiles as it greets the new world. Universe. Right. So, to put it simply, who are they banding together against? Western North America in its entirety. Right? The American people have their hands tied right now. Which card do they have? Therefore, NATO may become involved. The right way, and the quickening of this battle story to usher in the new order. NATO is developing a brand new regiment to safeguard Europe. Oh, I see. Right now, we can see a few threads that will lead back to Mrpool. Those are all very similar, aren't they? Almost identical. Now, is there going to be a climax here? What you have directly in front of you would lead you to believe that. Taylor Green has lost his mind with this. Representative. Instead of dragging us to the brink of World War III, Washington should be pleading for peace and ending the conflict in Ukraine. Europe is becoming more unstable and global economies are shifting as a result of the conflict in Ukraine. In the United States of America. Right. Completely insane. Now, there are numerous stories about NATO's expansion. The invasion of Ukraine was precipitated by a relic from the Cold War, which in turn helped Putin rise to power. American citizens do not benefit from a larger NATO. Right. Thus, the prognosis is not encouraging. Putin seems to be sending fresh nuclear warnings to the West just before the NATO summit. Over the course of a 12-hour war games exercise, Russian nuclear bombers flew over Ukraine. What exactly are we discussing? Where are you, fellas? What happened to it? What happened to it? The bombs are about to go off and there is a nuclear warning. Right? Everything points in that direction. That we assert, wow. Reporter, the time to run out of ammunition and munitions is now. We have no more bullets, you know. Right. Once they deplete their supply of clusters, what will they do? Guys? There has been a lot of recent debate about nuclear weapons. The United States doesn't just have Russia to deal with while everyone's looking the other way. Until the United States of America has shipped the majority of its guns and ammo to Ukraine, they may have this, and China is likely waiting as well. The NSA is helpless to prevent China from annexing Taiwan, right? You do realize that this is all about fighting, right? What happens to the people is irrelevant to them, all that matters is advancing their agenda. How easy can it be? I don't understand how anyone can see that 723 days are possible. Perhaps on September 23, 911? Indeed, it's time to get ready. Mrpool is obviously warning of a crisis or events connected to war once again. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Right? They appear to be directing us to the SEC on this, the 22nd anniversary of 9/11/11923. We shall keep simulating the UK format. But who will emerge at the end to save the people and make things right, so that the future is not completely bleak? The proof is right in front of us. Look out for yourself. In other words, we'll go through with it once more. Check out this dudes, as always, I appreciate it. Very much appreciated, sir. Meeting the future President of the United States is always a treat. Here. Okay, this guy's back. You'll soon take office as president once more. The country is in serious peril. That's the best one possible. In comparison to what you're currently using, this is a vast improvement. Anyway. So, there you have it. Or we're in for some trouble, fellas. Right. Exactly. The reason being the presence of President Donald Trump. Once again, many individuals support Donald Trump. Right? Just consider this for a moment. Take Joe Biden as an example. Perhaps he uses hired actors. This is serious, right? I mean, the Mrpool post's timing corresponds to 7 or 8 on the same date as the UFC bout Trump recently attended, where this photo was also shot, right? You can see for yourselves. 717, the sum of a 1 and a 7 is 8. Guys, this picture is related to the events of yesterday at 7 and 8 in the evening. Wow. Mrpool is well aware that Trump's public perception is through the roof right now. UFC 2 simply calls Trump the president. They might as well not have used the word former at all. The crowd went wild whenever Trump appeared on screen. Right, Trump is the president of the people, and his graphics must reflect that. Exactly. Ignorance is bliss, right? Okay, so it's all a plot device, then. Since we're not making any of this up, it speeds up the story considerably. Right? Okay, guys, let's get ready for the possibility that 911 also means natural disasters. Therefore, I predict that total destruction will occur, which will inevitably result in curation. At the end of the day, it's all unique creations. And since the elites are sticklers for the deadline, conserving Bob appears to be the last very yummy option. Right? So, you guys can pause and read all this, but it appears like things are moving faster than we ever thought or imagined they would. Well, clearly because they provided him the time frame, so it seems right, such as the regulars again. Not that he could have fixed it when he was younger, but the disaster was too glaring for Athanasius's financial foundation to ignore. It's all over today. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.